Hey there, welcome to our free masterclass replay, The Essential Guide to Online Teaching Platform. I am Coach Chris, and co-hosting with me is Coach Kinga. We're excited to help you choose the right virtual online classroom platform for your independent teacher business. With so many virtual classroom platforms out there, it can be overwhelming to choose the best one for your online teaching needs. Don't worry, we got you covered. We'll be covering 5 virtual online classroom teaching platforms in this masterclass: Zoom, Koala Go, VOOV, Meeting, SuperKid, and CLASSIN. We'll give you an overview of each platform, talk about the pros and cons of using each platform, and discussing pricing options. So whether you're a new online teacher or an experienced one looking to switch to a new virtual online teaching classroom platform, this masterclass is perfect for you. We're here to offer support and guidance to help you make the best decision for your online teaching needs. All right, let's get started. And don't forget to stick around until the end, where we have an exciting idea to share with all of you, and we want to hear your feedback in the comments. Alrighty, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Good. Welcome to the Essential Guide to Online Teaching Platforms. The best online classroom platforms for online teachers is the topic on hand for today. Just a quick overview of what we're going to cover. We're going to look at Zoom, Koala Go, VOOV, SuperKid, and finish our masterclass today with CLASSIN.
Great.
Yeah,
Awesome. And
Coach Kinga.
guys, just before we hop into it, thank you for presenting those. Let us know what platform you're currently using.
Oh, yeah.
Just out of curiosity, type in the comments what platform you're currently using to conduct your online classes.
Great. So for those that are perhaps new to our masterclass, we just wanted to do a quick introduction. My name is Coach Chris, and I'm here with the co-founder of Creative Funnel, Coach Kinga. We're online teachers for online teachers, as we always say.
Absolutely.
We've done a lot of things within the online teaching community. I think our biggest hit would be our Facebook community. So if you found us through Instagram or YouTube, make sure to look for Xiaohongshu for Teachers, and you can join in. Make sure to answer those membership questions into our Facebook community. And yes, and so anything else about the intro before we move on, Coach Kinga?
I think that's great. I
Awesome.
think that about covers it.
Yes, definitely. So our goal always is to help the online teaching community in various ways. We spent, the first month of our project really focused on helping teachers use Chinese social media marketing strategies to source students for their independent teaching business. And through that, we've seen that there's been a lot of need for other information, like today's masterclass on
Absolutely.
teaching platforms, for instance.
Definitely. We have new teachers joining our community all the time, and so we realize that we're not all at the same points in our teaching businesses.
Exactly.
So, we also want to focus on what happens prior to marketing, setting up those foundations, optimizing your systems, and running your independent teaching business seamlessly and flawlessly in order to onboard those students.
Exactly. So that really gets us into our first point, which is the why. And really the why is because choosing the right online teaching platform or virtual classroom is crucial for online teachers because it directly impacts the quality of our students' learning experience, which ultimately impacts our teaching businesses. It impacts us, having those students become regular and returning with us. It encourages our referrals to spread our contacts and get more recommendations. So we definitely want to come across as professional and as high quality as what we're asking for, right?
Absolutely, absolutely, definitely. That's a great point that you've made because I definitely think it's worth investing in a platform because
For
it
sure.
makes the teacher look very professional, and I think on the other side, it makes the client or student feel safer in regards to investing in that teacher. But we do realize that a lot of platforms come with a hefty price tag, so we do want to make sure that teachers are making the best and most informed, educated decision as to what platform they should invest in, or if they're okay with not investing, perhaps there might be something that might work for them. So we'll cover all those bases together.
Yeah. So today we're gonna dive into the top or the most recommended online classroom teaching platforms available, give you the inside scoop on each one. We'll cover everything from pros and cons to the key features, and of course, most important, pricing options. So you'll leave today with a good sense of what each platform offers so that you can make an informed decision on and take your teaching to the next level.
Great. Sounds perfect.
Alrighty, so without further ado, let's get into our first platform, Zoom. So this is a very popular app and space, of course, that started, that really got its hype during the lockdown and everything like that. And it's forced the company to really um, improve their systems, and it's just become really popular, and for good reason. So Zoom is an all-in-one virtual meeting, webinar, and classroom platform. It's super user-friendly and has tons of features, such as screen sharing, breakout rooms, and virtual backgrounds. Plus, it's very reliable and can support up to 1,000 participants per meeting. As with anything, of course, there are pros and cons to using Zoom as your online teaching platform. And let's get into those in the next slide. Anything you want to add here, Coach Kinga?
I just want to say that Zoom has a great whiteboard feature, which is definitely a plus. It's not particularly for online learning. It's not the go-to platform I would choose for online learning, though it does have a whiteboard feature. Could be suitable for more advanced teen or adult students. And
Okay.
also, Zoom has a new feature they've released, which are those mini apps within Zoom itself that could also facilitate, I think,
Yes, that's
conducting
a
learning, right?
new thing.
Mhm.
That's a new update. Before I share a little bit about that, Coach Kinga, have you experimented using the whiteboard in your lessons?
Oh, yeah, definitely, a
Oh,
lot.
okay.
I don't like it as much as, for example, CLASSIN's,
Mhm, mhm.
but
It
it
does
does
the
the
job.
job. Yes, on a basic level.
Okay, okay, cool, cool. Yeah, speaking about the Zoom apps, Zoom now has like a little slide deck within the meeting platform, and right now it has a good amount of apps. One that really is interesting for online teachers is Kahoot. Kahoot
Yeah,
is
definitely.
integrated into the Zoom meeting, so it will open up in its own window. You can sign in beforehand, set it all up, and it'll open up in its own window, and both the teacher and the student can see it and interact with it.
Right,
So it's really it's something to look into because
absolutely.
um, if they're starting with this platform, it means app developers will be interested in exploring
Mm,
and creating apps for Zoom. So definitely something to keep an eye out for.
absolutely. Yeah, always evolving.
Yes. So let's get into the pros. I think one of the biggest pros for Zoom is it's the ease of use. When I first started Zoom, a long time ago, they were like, "We're gonna meet on Zoom," and I'm like, "What? What is that?" And it was really easy to get into. You get your invite, you open up,
Yeah,
it asks you to allow it to open up your app, and it sets you right into the meeting. So I think that's one of its biggest pros, getting it super simple to set up and get started. Um, you also have a very reliable platform, so you don't have to worry too much about your classes getting interrupted. Um, Coach Kinga, you're more of a Zoom user with your students, right? Do you feel like these pros cover the bases?
Yeah, absolutely. I do use Zoom with some of my students. I have, various niches set up for more adult students, and I have two separate niches for adults and children. So if I am
Okay,
targeting an older audience, excuse me, I find Zoom to be very sufficient, and
great.
I definitely want to piggyback on what you said, that it's very easy to use. So what I've observed, that it doesn't require any VPN
Hmm.
for
Hmm.
Chinese users to use, which is a big plus because, like
Yeah,
you said, they can just literally click the link and log
exactly.
on. So it's very, yeah,
Yes,
it's a
yes.
big plus in my book.
Yes, I think I really like that for teachers that are perhaps beginning their independent teacherpreneur journey.
Mhm.
This is great if they're, targeting Chinese students because of that access, and there's no restrictions, et cetera, et cetera.
Absolutely. And I just also thought of something, that Zoom has a great recording feature and also
Yes.
closed captions, which
Oh,
I find
okay.
to be very useful in
Cool.
lessons. So I like that aspect of Zoom.
Awesome. So, going into the cons, the breakout room, for example, can sometimes be glitchy. There's a 40-minute time limit cap for the free version. And of course, some classroom features are limited. Correct me if I'm wrong, is the whiteboard feature limited in the free version?
So I saw that, but I never really stumbled across that there are three
Okay.
whiteboards per class. I guess it means you have three blank
Oh,
templates that
interesting.
you can write on.
Okay.
So you just have to erase, probably, to free up some space.
Yeah, yeah. I really like the point that Richard brings up. If I have an hour lesson, I just do the 40 minutes and then open a new room right after. It's a little goofy, but I don't see it as a turn off. Okay. Yeah, definitely. You could also, Richard, try perhaps doing like 30-minute intervals.
Yeah,
Um, that way there's, I don't know, more
like
logic,
a
if you will,
balance.
behind it.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
um, so that's a suggestion, definitely, Richard, for you. Great. Excellent. Please again go ahead and type in questions as we talk, and we'll get to them. So now let's talk about pricing options, which Zoom offers a range of, including a free plan for meetings of up to 40 minutes and various paid plans, as you can see, for larger meetings, webinars, and more. I think the pricing is reasonable, and you can choose the plan that best suits your independent teacherpreneur business needs.
Absolutely. One thing worth mentioning here as well is that there's a monthly option. So I know that's a big incentive for teachers
Yeah,
to pay on a monthly basis instead of investing, a huge lump sum
a
1 year
huge,
in
yeah.
advance. So Zoom has a wonderful monthly program, like a subscription. Coach Chris, off the top of your head, that monthly payment is around.
Ballpark estimate, I think 20 to 25 in that range.
Yeah, yeah. So it's really a fair price
Yeah,
and comparable to a lot of the other platforms we'll be looking at today.
yes, yes. Excellent. So, yes, the basic version is here, Pro and Business, of course. Um, yeah, and with the Pro version, you do get an access up to a year to use those apps like Kahoot.
Mhm.
Great. So, if you want more information about pricing or more FAQs, go on to www.zoom.com, where you can learn more. And if this is a platform that is best for your needs, then definitely go ahead and sign up.
Mhm.
The app is easy to download once you sign up. And yeah, starting meetings is really intuitive and quick. So
Absolutely.
um, definitely.
Yes.
Alrighty. Anything else you want to add, Coach Kinga?
Just wanted to say that because I actually visited this website today, that Zoom has a really great web panel that you can go in and change some back end things to your meetings, like including a waiting
Oh,
room. But it's
oh
a
yeah.
really great and very, very evolved like back end web panel, I would say, on the website. So it's definitely worth visiting and checking out.
Yes, definitely, 100%. Alrighty. So that was our overview of the Zoom platform. Now we're excited to tell you about KoalaGo, another great
Yes.
virtual classroom teaching platform that you can use for your online teaching needs.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so let's bring it back up. Excellent. So let's start with an overview of KoalaGo. This platform is designed to make teaching and learning online more interactive and fun. It has a simple and intuitive interface that makes it easy for you to set up and manage your virtual classroom. Plus, KoalaGo offers features like a big virtual whiteboard, and also some different gamified aspects, such as the KoalaGo Playground, which make teaching and learning a lot more fun and interactive.
Mhm. Absolutely. And there are also a lot of possibilities as far as the playground,
Yes.
because you can really build a lesson for phonics, for sight words, for many things. You can build a virtual classroom in the playground. Students can help you do that. So there are also a lot of functional and kind of educational aspects to the playground that are very interesting, and a lot of resources that can be bought to just easily implement into your playground.
Yeah, so you can kind of build a whole world, if you will, kind of like Sims or or Minecraft.
Minecraft, yeah.
Um, Things like that, and definitely will help your student take kind of a pause.
Mhm. A brain
um,
break, if you
a
will, right?
brain break, if you will. Yeah. Let me see if I can get an image. This is very small, but I'm going to try to zoom in as much as you can. So it's really pixelated, but you can see here a little bit of how that playground looks like. It's kind of this, simple 3D um, type of game.
Yeah, very fun, very fun. And, also there's a lot to be said for the chat, but we'll get into the
Yeah,
pros and cons in a minute. So,
of course. So with any platform, there are pros and cons to using KoalaGo. On the plus side, let's bring up the slides really quick. Okay. On the plus side, it's really user-friendly and has a variety of interactive features like we just mentioned. And I think it's great for creating a sense of comfort and welcoming to your students. On the downside, it does have some limited functionality compared to some of the other classroom platforms that we're going to discuss today. Yeah, so what is your take, Coach Kinga, on KoalaGo?
well, first of all, I think the thing that speaks to teachers mostly, apart from the fact that it's really innovative and cutting edge when it comes to education and online learning,
Yeah,
is the fact that Koala Go really provides such a wonderful community for teachers. The CEOs, Xavier and Ben, who have become great friends of ours, are very supportive of teachers, always going above and beyond. The support is 100. They will help you troubleshoot any issue. I know that Koala Pro users have 24-hour live support, whether that's in the classroom or through invoicing.
exactly.
So it's just really great. And here, Chit Chat has mentioned that they have an issue integrating with Stripe. Yes, not all of us teachers are able to invoice our Chinese clients through Stripe or offer those preferred payment methods. So KoalaGo saves us that trouble and offers a wonderful built-in invoicing system that even free users can use to send their clients an invoice and have their clients pay them in via, I believe, WeChat Pay.
Yes, I just pulled up the page really quick so I can get a quick view of it. As you can see, it's really a simple form that you follow through with instructions. It has Philippines there. You put in your business name. I'm going to go with John Doe. Click next and continue with the prompts and questions um, to succeed with your invoice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very simple, intuitive, and the support is always available to you if you're invoicing through Koala. So it's a very safe way to invoice as well.
Yes, yes. And just now, so this is all done through your classroom. That's why I really emphasize with the user friendly. As you can see, I have old stuff here. I wanted to show all of you the playground really quick. It it's grown a lot and developed. As you can see, you have your little avatar, and this is the world that you're in, and you can
Mm-hmm.
build and play with it, of course. Jump, move,
Yes.
etc. Alrighty. Great. Any other questions before we continue?
Uh, Teacher Sherry just says that another pro is that Koalago will take care of all billing for students and parents. I use it and pass the fees on to the parents with no objections. Great, absolutely. Worth
Yeah,
noting
absolutely.
that there's an option to pass on any fees to your parents, to your clients. So if you're worried about fees, that's an option that's available to you.
Um, Chit Chat asks if the student can play when the teacher isn't in the classroom. As far as we know, it's you both have to be in the classroom because the teacher is the one that has to open up the playground option, and it's dedicated for that classroom time. Um, so yeah, I think they are able to customize their avatar, but we definitely have to follow up with that to chat.
They can
Oh,
customize
okay,
their avatar.
okay,
Yeah,
great,
as far as I know,
awesome.
right?
So they can do that, come in, continue with the world. It's saved, so progress isn't lost.
Yes.
Great. Any cons that you want to highlight, Coach Kinga?
Well, the biggest con that I can think of, I am a huge supporter of Qualigo, but one that is very difficult for me to overcome and a lot of teachers is the fact there's not an option to record your classes through Qualigo. And I know that's a non-negotiable for some clients and some parents of students because parents want to observe, you know, how their child behaves and performs in class. So that's definitely one
Absolutely.
con I can think of. But I but Qualgo has a great ticket system. So if you ever
Yes.
do come across a con, it's really easy to create a ticket, have people upvote it. That's exactly how I was able to convince Qualgo
Yeah.
to implement Wise as a payout method for the invoicing system because PayPal just added so many more fees. So just because I raised that ticket, that payment method was made available to me.
Yes. They're very open to our
Yeah,
feedback and their users'
absolutely.
feedback. Alrighty, moving along. When it comes to pricing, Koalago has a free plan that includes the basic features and, of course, options to upgrade to a paid plan to access even more features. As you can see, the prices vary, but I think also they're generally affordable and in comparison to the virtual classrooms out there on the market.
Absolutely. Yeah, I would say it's a very fair and reasonable price. I also like the fact that there is a monthly subscription option
Yes,
because I think that's a lot more manageable for a lot of teachers and comfortable and convenient.
exactly. So the Koala Pro would put you at 19 a month, and if you're a tutoring organization, you can set that up per teacher per month. With Koala Pro, you get gems, which allow you to buy things for the playground. Again, this gamification system is really integrated into their virtual classroom. Great. And of course, like we mentioned, we do collaborate with the CEO of Koala Go, Xavier and Ben, and they have provided us with a great referral link, which gets all of you, if you use this link, up $48 off of your subscription.
Awesome. Awesome.
Coach Kinga, will you um,
Put that in the
type
chat.
that in? Yeah, okay.
Of course, I'm on it.
Awesome, awesome. So that's in the chat, and that'll be in the chat. You can go ahead and click on it, and make sure to, yeah, you sign up. You'll see the pop-up right away when you click on that. Alrighty, great. Excellent. Any final words before we move on, Coach Kinga?
No, just want to make sure that that's the right link.
Yes.
Okay, good.
All right.
Okay.
Yes. So next, so if you're looking to up your virtual classroom game, here's another platform for you called VOOV Meeting by Tennyson Cloud. So VOOV Meeting is a cloud-based teaching platform which offers a host of features to help you facilitate your online lessons. With VOOV Meeting, you can easily share course materials and other important information with your students. And the platform is super user-friendly, so you don't have to be a tech wizard to get started. What's interesting about VOOV Meeting is that it is a company based in China. Is that correct, Coach Kinga?
I believe so, definitely,
Yeah,
because Tencent
Tennyson
is a
Cloud.
major internet company in China responsible for like QQ, for example. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. And so, um, of course, like the other platforms, there are pros and cons. For VOOV Meeting, some of the pros is that it does offer high quality video and audio calls so that there's clear communication between your students.
Mhm.
It supports screen sharing abilities and whiteboard, of course, features too. And again, it's a user-friendly interface. It can as well, like similar to Zoom, accommodate up to 1,000 participants in a single meeting. And it offers end-to-end encryption to keep your messages secure and private.
Wow, amazing.
Yes,
That's great. And I think that this platform has really evolved since the pandemic because a lot of
absolutely.
students began using this to study at home. Classes were conducted on VOOV when students couldn't go on site to school. So I think it's definitely more geared to towards online learning these days, right?
Exactly, exactly.
Mhm.
And some of the cons, of course, is that the free version has limited features, and there's a lack of classroom features, um, such as like the Zoom apps, where you can opening up your web browser. Of course, that's circumvented through sharing your screen, etc. But definitely notice that lack, perhaps, if you're familiar with other um, platforms. As far for as for pricing, Move Meeting offers both free and paid plans. The free plan supports up to 50 participants in a single meeting and allows for unlimited meetings to be scheduled.
Wow.
While the paid plan starts at $9.99 per month and can support up to 1,000 participants.
Wow.
So yeah,
That's a
you
hefty sum.
can head over to VOOV. I think it's VOOV Meeting. Yes, you can head over to voovmeeting.com to explore more features, explore their website. You can easily sign up and download the app onto your desktop.
Awesome. There you
Awesome.
go. There's a link for you guys.
Great. I love it. Wow. Alrighty. So next, we want to talk about a virtual class platform that is designed specifically for children. right? We want to talk about SuperKid. So this
Mhm.
platform is designed to provide a safe and engaging learning environment for younger students. SuperKid is a cloud-based virtual classroom platform that offers a range of features designed to meet the unique needs of young students. With SuperKid, teachers can conduct very interactive classes, share course materials, and provide real-time feedback to their students. Great. So, SuperKid. So those are some of the overviews of SuperKid. SuperKid is interesting because it's not only a classroom platform. Is that right, Coach Kinga?
Yeah, exactly. It's not only a place where you can conduct your online classes and courses, but it's a place that can kind of host them for you. Um, so it's like a teaching platform with a little bit of like a teaching company kind of vibe
Yeah,
for me, right?
yeah, definitely. It's kind of a mix between like a marketplace, if
Yeah,
you will,
exactly. There's the word for it. A marketplace of sorts.
and and you have access to that platform, teaching platform.
Yeah.
Um, yes. So just to wrap up with SuperKid, I know there's some questions.
Yeah.
um, so looking at the pros, of course, it provides a safe and engaging learning environment for your young students. It offers interactive features such as quizzes and games to keep them engaged. It supports screen sharing and real-time messaging chat, and it provides the option to integrate with third-party platforms like Google Classroom. Some of the cons, of course, is that there are limited features in the free version, may not be suitable for older students or even larger virtual classrooms. And the pricing option, um, and the pricing, if you use SuperKid, a commission will be taken. So let's get into pricing. It's free to sign up, but 15% commission per class taught will be taken.
Which is really a hefty service fee, I would say. So it's
Yeah.
definitely a hefty price, right?
Yes, definitely. But if your independent teaching business niche is targeted to more younger students, this may be a platform that suits their needs. Of course, we want to make sure that we come across as high quality professionals. So if your majority of your students or all of your student base is younger students, perhaps this is something that you can explore maybe for a once in a while type of thing, combining different platforms. Alrighty, so I'm going to take a pause before we jump into the last platform and get to some questions. uh, Coach King, are you okay?
I'm doing great.
Awesome.
Little door
Do you need
emergency.
to, okay, okay. Do you need a, I can put you back in whenever you're ready. Alrighty. So, teacher Shari said, does it have recording available? I think this was about VOOV, meaning there is local recording available for VOOV. And of course, cloud recording, which you would have to pay for that storage. Um, Alrighty.
All right. Sorry, guys. It's too much.
um, yeah, sorry. Did you want to add to Shari's answer?
No, no, that's
Okay.
a great question though. I think those are some aspects maybe I didn't consider myself. I'm not familiar with food.
Absolutely. Chit Chat says, referring to SuperKid, that they've been with them for 8 months and has
Mhm.
lifetime access. Okay, cool. Um, Thought 7% is better. Okay, so you've had some time to be with them and discuss. If you could expand chit chat a little bit about what you felt, um,
Was the response perhaps, right? The
yeah,
feedback to
what was
that
the response
suggestion?
to you advocating for yourself, and um, what left you with that um, not good feels?
Absolutely. Mhm.
Um, Teacher Sherry, for SuperKid, yes, there is a shared browser, I believe. I
I
believe so.
wonder if the shared browser has such interactivity like Koala Go, for example. That's another plus for Koala Go. The shared browser
Absolutely.
allows the interactivity. So if you have a web-based curriculum, it's really great. Students can click and drag and drop things. So I wonder if SuperKid has that aspect too.
Yeah, so SuperKid has popped up recently with this whole announcement that we're going to talk about regarding CLASSIN. And so we tried to investigate as much as we could, but with this shared browsing, I think Koala Go is definitely the winner across the platforms. It's
Mhm.
really integrated. And your tabs are saved, for example, um, your sign-ins, etc. The browser is
Right.
just really integrated really well.
Mhm.
Yes. Let's see. Chit Chat said, okay, so when you advocated for yourself, they didn't agree with you. Yeah, I think Coach King and I agree that it's a very high percentage,
Absolutely.
especially
Yeah.
that it's per class, right? We can
Mhm.
have about we can have about 80, 60 to 80 classes a month, something like that, right?
And I wonder how that would affect teachers who, for example, sell packages.
Yeah,
Maybe it's not very convenient for students to pay as you go. So I don't know if they need to pay every time they attend your class or course, or if there's an option to sell a package. I'm not sure how that works, but I don't like to, as an independent teacher, I don't really want to share my earnings with anyone but myself unless I'm using like an invoicing system, then that's understandable for me.
exactly, exactly.
Mhm.
Um, Excellent. So Chit Chat, you've been moving your students over to Koala Go. Yeah, definitely. I think that's a perfect like parallel classroom. Koala Go is really user friendly for young students, et cetera, et cetera. Alrighty. So going on to our last, but not least, classroom virtual classroom platform is CLASSIN. So this, let me bring up the slides. Um, the platform is designed to meet the needs of teachers and students alike. CLASSIN is a cloud-based virtual classroom platform that allows for seamless communication and collaboration between teachers and students. With CLASSIN, teachers can easily conduct online classes, hold their virtual um, hold virtual meetings in a larger group setting, and share course materials. Yeah, so that's a little bit of an overview of CLASSIN. CLASSIN is the platform that I solely use in my teaching entrepreneur business. Um, it's great. I think there's a lot of features that I haven't explored yet, also because I don't have the need for it at the moment, but it definitely has a lot of things packed into it.
Mhm. It's very developed, and while
Yeah.
some argue that they don't like the feel of ClassIn, I think it is very evolved, and it's one of the most highly optimized platforms for online teaching, I have to say. So it comes with
Yes.
loads of features, even things like, having storage where you can store your lessons materials, your lesson plans. Um, Lots of built-in LMS systems, learning management systems for the back end of your business. So it is definitely very developed and evolved.
Yes. And I do have my Blackboard ready to go, so I can quickly
Great.
show you what that is. But before we get into that, let's go over the pros and cons. I think the best pro of CLASSIN is that it provides a lot of classroom features for intuitive and user-friendly learning, like screen sharing, whiteboarding, chat, real-time chat,
Mhm.
shared browser, etc., etc. The kind of list kind of goes on. Other
Absolutely.
pros, of course, is that it supports it has the ability to support 300 participants in a single meeting. That's of course with paid options, not the free option. Some of the cons is that the free option is limited to a 40-minute class. Um, and of course, uh, now with the new change, you have a limit to only be able to schedule 20 lessons per month. Before it used to be a per class situation, but now it's a per month situation, just so that
Mhm.
everyone is clear about that.
Yes, yes. So this is a new announcement by CLASSIN that was announced 1 week ago. So we have about 11 days, 10
Yeah,
days
10 days.
until the new change is implemented.
Absolutely. So here's my Blackboard. As you can see, you
Oh,
can
great.
customize the background of your classroom to suit your independent teaching needs. Let me go back
You
here.
can create your own CLASSIN skin too. Have you experimented with that,
I
Chris?
haven't.
Okay. So
I
I've,
want
I've
to.
yeah, I've done a few myself and it's really easy to do. So you could easily change that file, for example, to a CLASSIN skin very easily.
Okay, cool. So you have your pen feature, your text feature. Here is all of the where your files and curriculum would be. Here you can share, you can open up your browser. I like to use my dice feature sometimes for games. Here
Mhm.
is the
Absolutely.
chat option. Here is your class recording option. Um, and yeah, I think that's pretty much it. And a really quick
Yeah.
demo.
You have a
Let me
drive
stop sharing.
there,
There you go.
so
Yeah.
it's really easy to, um, pull up a lesson, and you kind of build your resources as you go along, so once a lesson is uploaded, it's there, so you build your storage there, and it's very convenient to use. It makes prep
So,
very minimal.
yes. And so as for pricing, CLASSIN has updated their pricing options, and so we want to make sure to get into that. Your free plan, again, you have up to 40 minutes per lesson, free 20 lessons per month, and you have 2 gigs of cloud space storage
Mhm.
for classroom resources, etc. Now they've introduced 2 payment options. You can either use the consumption method or top-up method, which is a system where you buy in, so you place in credits, and then
Right.
per student per lesson, they take away from that credit. So you pay in advance, and you get up to 2,000 RMB credits. I think that's $320 for 2,000 RMB credits. The system of credit and discounting is a little, how do I put it? It can be confusing um, because you have to calculate different things and if you're
Yeah.
recording or not recording. So it's kind of a hassle, and it requires you to have a system to be able to track that. So you have to create a system for your
Mhm.
business to be able to control that. And then you
Absolutely.
have the subscription method, which you can pay upfront 6 months or upfront to a year. 6 months is 160, and the year is 300, and you get all the features. And we are also collaborators with CLASSIN, and they've given us, of course, a CLASSIN referral link, which you can use. It'll give you up to 20% off. So that works out to 256 if you choose the consumption method. And for the subscription method, that brings down the price from 160 to 128, and that's for the 6 months. And for the 12 months, it's 240.
Yeah. So actually, guys, I want to just bring attention here that if you are making the investment into CLASSIN, you might want to calculate how many classes you're holding per month. It's about 4 to 5 RMB per 30-minute lesson, if I remember correctly, right?
Yeah,
Depending on if
about that.
you're hosting that recording in the cloud storage or not. So for some teachers, if they do end up using the consumption method and they don't teach as higher of a volume of lessons, they could make those credits last for 2 years, for example.
Exactly.
So it could be more optimal for you, especially with that discount. That's a wonderful discount there. Otherwise, you have the subscription methods. For me, and going back to the cons, I feel like the top-up method lacks a little bit of transparency for me. I'm very hesitant to track that. I'm worried about hidden consumption. So
Yeah,
it's not quite clear to me. And as far as the subscription method, it's a great way that CLASSIN has met us in the middle because previously only the consumption method
yeah, was the
is
only
available.
way.
And by the way, guys, the subscription method is going to be available for a short time. However, if you hop on the subscription option now, you will have lifetime access to it moving forward. So we don't know how many other teachers will be able to opt into that in the future, but I would love to see a monthly subscription from
Yes.
CLASSIN in the future.
Yes, and we're definitely advocating for that. We are speaking directly with Kyle, who is part of the CLASSIN team, and
Yeah.
so we're definitely always pushing for that for the online teaching community.
Yeah, there's a lot of things happening behind the scenes with CLASSIN in the CLASSIN ambassadors group, teachers vouching for other teachers, optimizing the platform. And so that's also cool to be able to have that kind of input and influence to really optimize it for us teachers.
Absolutely. Just as a quick overview of what we covered today, we looked at Zoom a while ago, VOOV meeting, SuperKid, and CLASSIN. Great. And for Richard's question, um, let me bring it up. I think it's important. Are these the only options for platforms, and we should limit our research to them? So these are not the only options for teaching platforms. There are a whole host of virtual classrooms out there. Off the top of my head, Google Meet, for example, um, and other type of
Dean
platforms.
Talk, for example, for the Chinese audience, Dean Talk.
Ding Talk, which is very specific app slash classroom platform. Um,
Mhm.
so there's a host of other online platforms.
Mhm.
Microsoft Teams, of course, too. But we really wanted to focus on the teaching platforms that work the best or are the most optimal for teacherpreneurs who have a Chinese student base. The live 5-day Teacherpreneur Takeoff Bootcamp by Create and Funnel. um, so we're excited to set up this new training, and I just wanted to pop in um, the the link here. So you can go to createandfunnel.com/takeoff to get on the wait list so that you can be the first to know when we open up doors for the Teacherpreneur Takeoff. Let me share my screen with you here. You can quickly get on the wait list by clicking here or filling out your information down here.
Perfect.
All
So,
right.
Coach Chris, tell us, how is this going to differ from the Shaohanshu Bootcamp?
Absolutely. So this boot camp is tailored for the online teacher that wants to take that step into entrepreneurship, so becoming that powerful teacherpreneur. And so we're going to provide those steps so that they understand how to collect payments, for example, how to look for curriculum, and more in-depth info about teaching platforms and class management.
Absolutely. Yeah. And also, curriculum, I think, will be a great part of it, lesson planning. So, really optimizing your systems, having everything geared up and ready to go for when those students show up. So, it's really taking a step back because we did notice a need of new teachers coming into our community, those curious about pivoting into independent teacherpreneurship. So, we really wanted to answer their need for this information instead of having to spend hours scouring the internet or asking fellow teachers. We just wanted to streamline all that we've experienced in the past year and bring it forth to our fellow community.
Exactly, exactly. So we're really excited for the new idea. Make sure to sign up for the wait list to know when doors open for that. And yeah, if you have any other questions, make sure to reach out to us at info@creativefunnel.com. Thank you so much for attending our masterclass.
Thank you, guys.
You can catch the replay of this on our YouTube channel in a few days.
Perfect.
Thank you, Teacher Sherry. Take care.
Thank you, Richard. Thank you, Teacher
Thank
Sherry.
you,
Thank you, Cheat
Richard.
Chat, for
Thank
joining
you,
us. It
Chica.
was wonderful to have you guys with us again, and see you next time.
Alrighty. Take care. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.